what picture has emerged about Nyaya Vaiseshika system, the realist system? We are going to read the text of realism. So, particularly the Nyaya Vaiseshika system of realism. What picture has emerged before you? The world is real. And there is no degree of reality. Either it is real. If it is not real, then it does not exist. So, the world is not imagination. World is real. It is not a construction. It is given. Even a particle of it we have not created. And each one of its element of this universe has a uniform structure, and that structure is of dharma, dharmi, bhava. So, we can know this world and we can refer to this world through language. We have just seen it is not the case that language cannot capture the reality. These are the positions of the system. We should be very clear about it, because all through we will be examining this. Moreover, some business also we have. Business is that we have to appear for the test. And therefore, we have to understand it clearly. There is no test of memory. Recite something, write something from book, no test of memory, only test of understanding. How much we have understood. It is also a test of the teacher, that how much he has been able to communicate. So, it is not only your responsibility, it is my responsibility. I always say that it is not your test, it is my test. How much I have been able to communicate, and the test is only to know that how much improvement I can make on my side to reach you in a better way, come closer to you, to communicate. So, my request to all of you is to facilitate this to happen. You go on noting down each and every term that I use in the class. Each and every Sanskrit term that we are using must be noted. Syllabus is what we discuss in the class. It is a small text we are going to read. So, whatever we talk, whatever we discuss, whatever we read is the syllabus for the test. Only how much you have understood it, that is the only thing that I want to test. So, therefore, I am summarizing all this in this way. That it should be very clear that this is the Nyaya Vaiseshika system. Even in when you are going to sleep, if somebody asks you, you should be able to tell the answer. This is Nyaya Vaiseshika position. So, this universe is knowable and nameable. Nameable. This universe in which we are living, with which we are transacting, is knowable and nameable. It is nameable because it is knowable. Because I can name only that which I can know. So, whole universe has been given a name by the Nyaya Vaiseshika system. So, knowability and nameability will be the criteria to claim that the world is real. If it is real, it will be knowable. If it is knowable, it will be nameable. This will be the criterion. Kapushpa is knowable. Sky flower knowable. So, it is not nameable. Then, sir, how do you say that Kapushpa? This way clarity will come more and more. How do you say that it is nameable, not nameable? You are telling Kapushpa. Yes, my friend, I am telling Kapushpa, the Kapushpa name has got two components. One is Ka and one is Pushpa. So, Ka is knowable, Pushpa also is knowable. But the person who is using Kapushpa, what he has done? He has created something. And he is asking us to see, have a smell. How is it possible? It is created by your mind. So, this is what is called construction. So, we construct something. So, it is a constructed world. Rabbit's horn, Shashashringa, knowable? Not knowable. Not knowable, then not nameable. But sir, you are telling Shashashringa. Same thing. Kha is knowable, Shasha is knowable, Shringa is knowable. No Shashashringa. I create. So, this So, the world, the given and created, we have to separate. These are to be kept separate. Yeah, you can say. So, this requires this. This kind of relation you have to establish. To do this, you require this as an element. This can be anything, fictitious, any kind of thing you can do, anything you can imagine. I saw a man walking on the street with 100 hands. Papa, then what happened afterwards? Oh, he had in all the 100 hands 100 balloons made of sky flowers. After that, what happened? So, go on, right? You are doing this. But of all doing this, what you need to do? The Nyaya Shastra is dealing with this and telling you a technique to separate this from this. Yesterday, I said that the philosophy, philosophy and science, as in science, so in philosophy, we are dealing with this. We are dealing with this. Well, I told you that the scientists have put their own restrictions because of the methods of inquiry, limitations in the method of inquiry. There is limitations in knowing the whole universe. If you say observation, you have to begin with observation. Everything is not observable. So, the given and the created. So, we learn a technique. Nyaya gives a training to our mind to distinguish this from this. This is knowable. So, this is Gaya, knowable, and this is Abhidheya, nameable. The given is Gaya and Abhidheya. We can create, we cannot know the way we know the given. So, we may create some imaginary world and we know that imaginary world and express in the language that world. You see, you also keep on tallying the model of communication that I have given you. That also will help you in concretizing your understanding. So, the world becoming the Vishaya of the Jnana, Jnana occurs in the knower and then through different methods of knowing or processes of knowing, these are all pramana, Then you, this encoding you do, comes out, what comes out is a sentence. Sentence is received by the hearer, receiving, then, so this is one process, in, and the another process begins here and results into, this is the result of another process of Shabda Bodha, say decoding. This is your Shabda Bodha. Prakriya, which is happening in the hearer or the reader, and then Shabda Bodha. This Shabda Bodha should have the same content, because it was this which was, the knowledge of this was encoded in the sentence, you know. So, after decoding, I should get back to the same, and so there should be a matching of this content. Now, if I have not this one, this is a given world, given. From the given, when I construct another world, let us say this is 1, then this is, let us say 2, then I know this world, that means this becomes number 2 is the world which is now the content of the knowledge. So, the knower has got this knowledge now. Now, he will be encoding this knowledge, and then the sentence will come out. Now, this sentence, if you receiver will receive, say hearer will receive and decode, and the Shabda Bodha will arise here, it should be this world. So, you cannot demand that Angulya Grey, it will be found here, but you are telling that it should be found here. How can it be found here? Because the knowledge of this has been verbalized, encoded. So, this sentence encodes the knowledge of this world and not of this world. That is why this is imaginary world, created world, constructed world. So, we know the technique. The Nyaya Shastra wants us to keep them separate. One is given, the other one is created. The given in the sense that not even a particle has been produced by us. A human being is not capable of producing even a particle. Beautifully presented by Jayanta Bhatta. Kutova nutanam vastu, he says. Vayam utprekshatum kshamaha. How beautiful it is. We human beings, are we capable of creating anything new? Are we capable of adding something to the given? It is not possible. It does not mean that there should not be art, there should not be world of art, music, dance, drama, creation, all this is there. Is it not, this is not the case that the Nayayika does not enjoy music, dance, drama, good food, everything is enjoyed by him. He is analyzing, he is giving you, teaching you the method to keep these two separate. When you are talking of the given, we should understand the given. When you are talking of the created, we should understand the created. When you are talking about Sahitya Shastra, then you are talking of a different world. apare kavya samsare kavireka praja. So he is a Prajapati, he is created, he accepted. So Naiyayikas gladly accept that. We should learn the technique to keep them separate. We should not confuse. This training is to be provided. And for this 10-day torture program of torture is for that. That this is how our tradition has grown. This is how our tradition has acquired so much of depth in analysis. Now you are now coming closer to me to understand that why I say that a sentence is an encoded thought. Now you see, sentence is an encode. Is it not the case? Sentence is an encoded thought. This thought has been encoded in the sentence. This thought has been encoded in the sentence. So language analysis is thought analysis. Analysis of language is what? Analysis of jnana. Are you with me? So when I analyze a sentence, what I am analyzing? I am analyzing the jnana, which is encoded in that sentence. So the given is gyeya, given is avidheya. This given is not created by us. Okay. Now here it is avidheya. Now let us go one step further now. This universe is called, given a name, padartha. This universe in which we are living, with which we are behaving, is called padartha. Now you will understand. Padartha is padasya artha. Artha is referent. Referent of a linguistic term. So padartha, pada is a linguistic term. When you have a sentence, say Rama goes home. Say take a simple sentence. In this sentence now, how many units you can identify which is meaningful? This, you see, this provides you some information or not, which is not covered by simply go. So extra understanding were coming from this. And then home. In modern linguistics, these are called morphemes. Morphemes. Morphemes means minimum meaningful unit of a sentence. Minimum meaningful unit is a morpheme. That is why I also pointed out this. This is an action, but this tells you that is a third person singular. This information is coming also from this, because if you say simply Ram, go home, you will start shouting, oh, this man doesn't know. So this is required. Why it is required? It gives you some information. Encoded. This is encoded form. So there is a person called Rama. He is going home. So I have seen he is going home. And then I am telling, somebody said, where is he going? Where is Rama going? I say, Rama is going home. So this event, you now imagine, bring this event before your eyes. That there is a person called Rama who is involved in the action of going. He is third person singular. And his destination also is mentioned, home. This knowledge I have, and I verbalize that knowledge I encoded, and what came out? Ram goes home. Now if I decode this, what should I get? The same fact which I encoded. So it was Wittgenstein who floated an idea of mapping of the word. Language maps the reality. Mapping by language. Now you can see in the Nyaya, how Nyaya looks at language. So a sentence captures a fact. How? When the fact becomes the content of a cognition, and when that cognition is encoded in a sentence, then the sentence carries that cognition of fact. So after decoding, I must get back to the same fact, no? While encoding, I have that knowledge of the fact. While decoding also, you should come back to the same fact. If this happens, then what happens? Yesterday, the word we used, samvada, rapport between the speaker and the hearer, writer and the reader. Is it so? So, artha, referent. Referent, whatever unit refers to some unit. In that sense, I am using it, referent. Referent, again, in the Western philosophical tradition, they use it in a very specific sense, but I am using it in a literal sense in Indian context. Whatever unit refers to whatever fact, whatever that belongs to the given or not. Whatever Rama has given something, the verb go has given something, action, es has given something, and whom has given something. All these are called referents. These are the artha. This is padartha. And now you imagine that all human beings of the world referring to the world or not, whatever language they may be using, human being has been provided this privilege, others do not have. Maybe maybe different kind of a system, not the system of language that we human beings are using, maybe some other system they might be using for communication. So, this human being anywhere in the world, any human being is referring to the world through language. Is it not so? If we prepare a grand summation, grand total of all the reference of all the languages of the world that human beings speak, the result will be the universe. Will it not be so? So, the Nyaya Vaiseshika is thinking in this way. So, it is abhideya now. Their position is that it is knowable and nameable. They can be known, they can be referred to by language. So, if we apply this imagination that any human being living in any part of the globe, speaking any language, through language, what are they doing? They are simply referring to the world. So, the whole world is nothing but whole universe or cosmos, your term I am using, is nothing but a grand total of referents padartha. So, the universe is a padartha. So, all your questions will be answered now. Why not rabbit's horn? Why not circle is a square? Why not Bandhya Sutta? Why not this? Why not that? All such questions you raise, now they will be able to answer, because knowable is only the given. And when I will come to know that you are a poet and you are writing a poetry, then this language has encoded the thought of not the given, but of the created. So, I will be able to communicate with the Kavi. If I am a Sahridaya, I have to be Sahridaya. Then I will be also able to enjoy poetry. I will be able to enjoy drama, dance, any form of art, or sculpture. This is the methodology adopted to analyze and understand the whole universe. Yes. You can do anything. Again, answer is already given by me. You have simply forgotten. I said, when do I speak and why do I speak? Liberty, you are a free person, no? You have a complete liberty. Why not anything you can add? That is the answer. That is the answer. That is the answer. You cannot do whatever you like. That is why I said, when I speak, it is an invitation. Well, have I put any? Is there any restriction I have put to imagination? I only say that people imagine and people also do not imagine. This is the only thing I am saying. They imagine and speak, and they do not imagine and speak. Have I said anything more than this? So again you are adding something. Huh? So when I speak, I say it is an invitation to you, to the listener. What invitation? To see the same world which I have seen. If you do not see, that means you are adding something, or you are going somewhere. This is the ideal analysis, that when a speaker speaks, he wants to share. No, sharing means what? Giving a license. You interpret the way you like. For that I am speaking. So when I have spoken, I have a little desire, simple desire, that please look at the world which I have seen. You are not expected to add anything to this. That will be your own imagined world. Uh, it is not under the purview of Nyaya, both. Under purview of Nyaya is this, that we have to distinguish these two. Nyaya only teaches us to make a distinction between the given and the created. No mixture. And you are in a habit to mix. And Nyaya will come and, oh, no, you are mixing. That. No, this used to happen from childhood, no. This training was so rigorous training, I tell you. I told you, no, I was not allowed to read any other text for 3 years, only Tarkasamgraha for 3 years. At that time, I was say 12 or 13. I began Moola, okay, and then this understanding has not come there that time. But the training, mental training was given, that don't jump to any conclusion. It took lot of time. And another thing, that I got exposure to many other systems, that also is added. It's not that have I remained same thing. No, it is that this much is the water in the world. There is no other water reservoir, only Kupa Jala. That's all. This has never happened with me. It is God's grace. So this training is being provided by Nyaya. So the whole universe now, what is the name of the universe for Nyaya Shastra? Padartha. Yeah. Each reference. Okay. No. Okay. Good. So now, careful, attentive. You see, we say Kshanad Urdhvam Atarkika. The moment you are not attentive, gone. Then I will be worried about 24th event. Event of 24th. So each referent, remember, must have a structure of this. Must. Otherwise, you cannot refer. Right from Paramanu up to God, Ishvara. This is the common structure This is required for the, as morning we said, this is required for language to operate. Otherwise, language cannot operate. Dharma is property. Property. Adheya. Yesterday I was telling you, adheya, located, attribute, like that. So I think this is the name of the universe is clear. Is clear. Dharmin is the locus where it exists. Where the property exists is called dharmin. Property is dharma. Again, property is not wealth. Property is attribute. So where the attributes reside is called dharmin. You are dharmin. Yes, you are dharmin. You have so many dharmas with you. So it's a bundle of reference. Is a sum of reference. Each referent therefore is an entity. By entity I mean that it is given. It is not constructed. It is not fictitious. So now you can see, even if you take one aspect, you can come and walk and see everything is complete now. The world is real, it is knowable, it is nameable. All questions, it cannot be, reality cannot be captured by language all over. Once it is said that the world is real, language can refer to reality. This kind of reality is accepted by the Nyaya Vaiseshika system. This is the world in which we all live. Slowly, slowly we will understand this. Therefore, now we can model the whole universe. We can prepare a linguistic model of the universe. Linguistic modeling of the universe now we can do. Padartha. No confusion? Now, Padartha immediately put into two. So, it is a universal set, let us say. You will be correcting me if I go wrong. And let us prepare two subsets of that universal set. So, it is a set of reference, the universal set of reference. This is the universe. And it consists of two subsets now. One is called bhava and the other one is called abhava. This is bhava, and is there pain there? This pain. This is real. Why it is real? You learn this language now, because it is knowable, it is nameable, real. It should satisfy these two criteria to claim reality now. It is knowable, it is nameable, it is real. Okay. What about its absence? Knowable or not? They are saying no. Okay, let it be here. This is knowable. What about its absence? Contextually, I am talking no. I am talking that this pain is here, and its absence is in the whole universe. Come on, this pain is here, and absence of this pain, this particular pain, everywhere else other than this place. Let us say for the time, is there or not? Ah, so bhava is also knowable. Madam, are you comfortable now? This book is here. Here? No. Then what is there? Abhava of this book. Bhava is real. Why it is real? And why? What about this? This is also knowable and nameable. So abhava also is real. That we are discussing. Okay. So we are saying that bhava is real, and its abhava should also be equally real. So in this world, therefore, I say there is this pain and there is absence of this pain. So when I say pain, I refer to this. When I say absence of pain, I refer to the absence. So both are the reality of this world or not? Okay, try. No. First thing I said, no. Is rabbit's horn real? Criteria? You cannot go one step further, madam. Rabbit's horn would have been knowable, then there is no problem. So, this world, therefore, there are a reference which will belong to this category, and there are reference which will belong to this category. This is one. Now to your question. Now I will say. I can talk of absence of only that. I can talk of abhava of something, provided that something belongs to this category. So if something exists, if something is real, only then I can say it is not there. So it is somewhere there, therefore it is somewhere not there. Can I say there is no rabbit's horn? Think. Will it make any sense? Is there? Good. Excellent. You see the training, how training takes place? Yeah. So if something exists, then alone I can say that does not exist. If something does not exist at all, how to test that it exists? It should be knowable, it should be nameable. So if some entity goes through this test, it is a part and parcel of this. Then I can talk of it. Its absence also I can talk. But something fictitious created by my mind, not a part and parcel of the given, and I say that does not exist. It has meaning, no meaning. No.
Krishna is not there, he is with
Abhava.
he is
Abhava.
So Krishna is sorrowful about the absence of
Krishna. Radha is
sorrowful about the absence of
of Krishna.
which is Abhava.
Abhava. Correct. The chair is here. The chair is not here. Then what is here? Ah. Both should be true or not? Both has to be true. I cannot talk of simply abhava, right? No, these things we will be learning. No, that is why I need 4 levels. Why need? Now, have you mastered mathematics within a day or 10 days workshop? It is deeper than mathematics. No, sir.
Imagination of the existing thing.
Abhava refers to the absence of the things which exist. Simple language. Somewhere it may occupy one space, in another space its absence is there. Now you think this way, unless there is an absence of that object elsewhere, its presence here cannot be explained. Huh? Okay. Is okay? So now I think this is we are communicating or not? We are communicating. So the whole universe is nothing but a bundle of reference. These references can be again grouped under 2 groups. One group of reference will be called bhava, another group of reference will be called abhava. Abhava cannot be referred to simply abhava. So abhava of something, that of is this bhava. There is abhava here. Sir, what abhava? Which abhava of what? Vyagra bhava? Tiger is not there. Which abhava? Anything that you can talk of existence, okay, can be your in the realm of your object of your knowledge. That you can knowability is the criterion. No, apply both. I have not said only that bhava is knowable and abhava is not knowable. Still, reality, if you want, this is real, this is also real, and both satisfy both the conditions. That it is knowable, nameable, knowable, nameable. Oh, agreed. Therefore, this is what I am telling you now. That the abhava directly cannot be referred to. It does not mean anything. Therefore, now this is the things we are going to learn the language. This is called sapratiyogika padartha. So, this abhava is such a padartha which must have a pratiyogi of. So, ghata bhava, pata bhava, pushpa bhava, vriksha bhava. So, all these ghata, pata, vriksha, these are all called pratiyogin. Pratiyogi. You got a technical term now. It will come in the text. This word is there. Don't worry. Only up to India we will not consider. Just for example, I mean, just for example to understand closely. Maybe true, but bullet train is a fact. It exists in the world elsewhere. So, we are talking of the whole universe now. So, entire universe there is nothing called, nobody has seen rabbit's horn, not only in India, anywhere. So, this kind of uh, background that we are discussing. So, how many years of the creation is over? It's okay. No, no, let us decide. No, in Nyayikas are only for that. If not today, tomorrow. If not tomorrow, day after. Billions of years have gone. Somebody should have told us there is a rabbit's horn. I need not know, no. Correct, you are right. I am not a Sarvagya. No human being can be Sarvagya. But somebody should have known it or not. So, this will decide, this will only tell us that in that case I cannot talk of abhava. Whether there is a abhava is a reality of that kind cannot be decided by now. So, is reality person dependent? What is Rasagolla for me may not be Rasagolla for others. Oh, think over it. Okay, I give you a tip. There is a term called public world, let us say, and private world. This is more understandable. All right. Now, in the public world, it is one and the same for everybody, no. So, it is a chair for you also, for me also. But there is a private world. For example, sukha, dukkha, ichha, dvesha. These are also the referents of the world we will be seeing. We are going to do this, all this. Whole universe we are going to analyze. And the claim is nothing is left out. Because their method is different, no? It is not a report of any physical laboratory. First thing you remember. This, that the text that we are going to read is not a report of observations in any physical laboratory, and therefore that report is always incomplete. This is the report here of our thinking. So, it is analysis of thought, and the methodology adopted is that by analyzing language, we are analyzing thought, and thought must have content, and the content must be the part and parcel of the real world. Not that you give me the definition of so and so. So, learning by heart, you just vomit there. No. So, where will you include Shashashringa? Ah, it cannot be included anywhere. This is called alertness. Is it a padartha? Apadartha. Where will you include Bandhya Sutta? Aparad. So out, all will go out from this world, given world, they are not there, out. This may be in another world, created world, you can create, but in this world it is, they are not there. Apadartha. Another world you create, you enjoy. You see, the methodology developed to understand the reality is amazing. It is not restricted to any domain. It is domain independent methodology. So abhava is possible because of bhava. That means you cannot directly refer to by the term abhava. You have to say ghatabhava, patabhava. You have to mention abhava of what? And abhava of whatever follows after of is called pratiyogi. That is the name given to that. Huh? This is the term. Pratiyogin is counter positive. So the positive of that is this. So if you have a pain in the world, then alone there can be absence of pain. If there is no pain in the world, in the universe, there cannot be absence of pain in the universe. And naturally then language will not have such sentence that there is no pain in the universe. Because language required for what? Whole thing now is related like that. It is just like mathematics, you derive, go on deriving and come to the conclusion. You start questioning any point and circle will be complete. When do you need language? Tell me. Communicate. Communicate what? Thought, knowledge. View is the basis for building the system. So, your thought of what? Of the world. You see? So, it is knowable. That world is knowable to you. That is why it has become the content of your knowledge. Now, you want to share that knowledge. So, what will you do? You will transform this knowledge into a medium. That medium is language. So, language is intentional, right? That is why language is called intentional. Language is dumb otherwise. It starts speaking the way I want it to speak. There is no that I okay, let any sentence come from my mouth and let it be understood any way you like. You see, it's amazing, amazing, simply I can tell. Don't think that there is no scope of interpretation given by the tradition. I told you there is another system called Purva Mimamsa. Purva Mimamsa is engaged in developing principles of interpretation. Okay. Now, when I am present before you, You can ask me, sir, what did you mean? You are asking me now. But suppose I am not here. You are reading Shakespeare. You are reading Kalidasa. You are reading Upanishad. The authors of those texts are not before you. So, with what intention they uttered those sentences? This theory demands, Nyaya demands that that is the meaning of the sentence which was intended by the speaker, because that was the desire with which he spoke. He wanted you to understand that meaning, no, not any meaning. These examples are taken out by postmoderns. So, when the speakers are not, when the authors are not before you, and when you are dealing with the sentences of such authors, then how to know the intention of the speaker? So, remove speaker, interpret the text the way you like to interpret. So, freedom from the author. You have now mukti from the author. Beautiful thoughts have been given on this also. The Mimamsakas, particularly the Kumarila Bhatta, has said that if this abhipraya is intention. Abhipraya means intention. Intention of the speaker is required to understand the meaning of the sentence. This is ideal one, ideal. We see, we try but we fail. But simply we fail, the theory need not be given up, no. We fail, we try again, we read and we see, okay, if this is the meaning of the sentence, then in the beginning this is the meaning, then conclusion what is there, whether they match or not. So, they are always going forward, backward, forward, backward. We read, this is how you read, no. You read a passage, you read a paragraph, you read a chapter, you read a book and go back and to understand exactly what was the meaning of the author. Kumarila says that fortunately we have a tradition, of interpretation. So, in such cases, Vyakhyatri Gata Abhipraya should be taken. You see now, postmodern. Abhipraya of whose Abhipraya? Vyakhyatri. The interpreter's intention should be taken into account. When? If there is a tradition of interpretation. So, the anarchy is ruled out. Anything, free license, interpret the way you like. Oh, this is my interpretation. You may agree, may not agree. This is my interpretation. I have that swatantriya. No, this swatantriya is of no meaning. Swatantriya is for what? Understanding, corroborating, adding something, adding some value to the discourse, to the communication. And if you take it such a position that, well, I have nothing to do with it, my view is the view, my interpretation is the interpretation, it is not going to work. So, he has provided certain criteria. Under those criteria, even the intention of an interpreter is allowed. What more do you want? If the author is not present before you, now Chaitanya is not present before me, and I am reading his thought. Whom should I verify? With whom should I verify whether I have understood properly or not? Then I should take recourse to a tradition. And that is why tradition becomes so important in such cases. You cannot throw it, say, traditional interpretation. This is all traditional interpretation. We are postmodern. So our interpretation should prevail. No. So there should be some kind of a discipline in thinking, in interacting, in taking part in discourse, in communicating, because you have certain purpose, you want to arrive at the truth, do something good for the people and all that. So many intentions you have, and with that you are engaged in the dialogue, and therefore tradition cannot be simply poo-pooed. So nevertheless, the theory remains the same, that if I am communicating through language, I am inviting the listener to see the world which I have seen, to know the world which I have known. And if it happens, immediately say yes. The moment you give a correct answer, I say, oh yes, this is what it is. What does it mean? It means this, there is samvada, there is a matching. The moment you give correct answer to me, I say yes. Why? This is the confirmation that after decoding, you have reached the world which I had seen and I had requested you to see. Because of this fact, I say yes, this is samvada. And where they do not match, I say there is visamvada, lack of rapport. So samvada and visamvada are the testing factors of success of a discourse, success of communication. A communication which leads to samvada is the success of communication, and a communication which leads to visamvada is a failure of communication. The reason being that the speaker is speaking with an intention that he should visit the same world which he has visited, and wherever it does not happen, there is a failure, there is visamvada. So Nyaya Vaiseshika tradition provides you this kind of a training to distinguish communication which is successful communication from a failure, and what is the reason for success and what is the reason for failure. This kind of analytic capacity is to be developed in the learner of this system. So language refers to reality. The whole world can be referred to by language. Language refers to reality. Before language operates, the reality has to be known. So that is real, which is knowable, and which is nameable, which can be referred to. So avidheya and geya is the Vishwa. That Vishwa is Padartha. We now know everything. That Padartha can be grouped into two groups, Bhava and Abhava. Now go on. Bhava. Dravya, substance. Guna, quality. Karman, action, activity. Kriya. Samanya, universal. We are going to read everything. We are just preparing ourselves to do that job. Vishesha and samavaya. They further classified subsets now. So, this is substance, quality, action, universal, ultimate distinguishing feature of permanent substances. Ultimate distinguishing feature of permanent substances, and a permanent relationship is called samvaya. Permanent relationship, inseparable relationship is samvaya. Now, the system is called Vaiseshika because of this. Idea is this: in this world we behave with reference, table, chair, flower, fruit, whatever. They must be distinct, no? The water should not be milk, milk should not be curd. Is not so? Then only consistency in behavior can be explained, or not. So everything has to be kept distinct, discrete. How to keep? Let us say even in the same class, say pen, red pen, black pen, this pen, even black pen also, this black pen, that black pen, say 1,000 pens. Each one is distinct, discrete, not the same with the others. This discreteness has to be maintained. How to? Now, let us start questioning. And this color is the same, so it is better to question. Now, these two pens are same or different? Same, is same similar? I am asking whether they are same or not. Ah. I am, madam, I am asking you concentrate on the question that I am asking. You see, understanding question also is a test. No? I am preparing you for 24th. Huh? Ah. Right from now. Same and similar, the different or not? What was the question? They are same. So why do you bring similar? We do not understand any other language, you know. This is the only we understand. So we say whether these two pen are same or not. Question? Answer? No. Okay. So let us now decide, let us prove that they are different. Not in the laboratory. Not, let us not go to the laboratory for the report. It is already here. Let us use this laboratory and prove that they are different. Okay. Are they whole or parts? They are wholes. Because it is a final product, no? I can write on this. Final. So those two are products. They are different, not same, and they are products. If they are products, then their parts and their part must be different or not? Oh yes, different, no? Ah. I have taken identical two principles, that is why I want to do that. I want to confuse you. Yeah. So the now the two wholes, part and avayavi, avayava. Whole is called avayavi. Whole is called avayavin. Avayava. So this is the whole and this is the part. The whole resides in the part, no? Ah, there you are. Think. Okay, let us do this. Now, the whole is made out of the parts or not? So, the cause of the whole is the part. Many parts. Okay, number is not immaterial. This is the whole made out of parts. So, the cause should be before the effect or effect should be before the cause? So, the parts are without whole for some time. The parts are without whole or not? When there are only threads, cloth is not there. So, the whole comes to reside where then? If the parts have to reside in the whole, then whole should be before. Go completely follow this, nothing else. A cause and an effect. This idea is clear that the cause is that which precedes the effect. And when the cause is there, the effect is not there at the time. Cloth is yet to be prepared. Then what is there? Threads are only there, no? Threads are already there. And in the thread now, the cloth is going to come into being. Is it a fact or not, you tell me? So, where should the cloth reside? Thread. And the thread is a part or the whole? So, in the whole resides in the part. Okay. So, part precedes the whole. Whole comes, where does it? Outside somewhere, somewhere in another house where it remains? And then where does it stay? No, no, where does it stay? Answer the question, don't evade the question. Nyaya will not leave you, no, like that. You have agreed this much that whole comes later. I want to know the home of the whole. So there is no cloth. Huh? Why are you going running here and there? All these things, whole Ramayana is not required. Where will it reside?
Yet the whole cloth may not reside in the head.
Then where?
The person may take it as either cloth or he can.
The whole the cloth resides in the person. Huh? No, no, no.
Any creator. It's not a person or anybody. Because out of thread it need not be always cloth. It can be anything, something else. Thread can become something else.
Am I talking about all this? Again, I am talking about, you are talking about the whole Ramayana. I want to know who is Sita. Unless the whole. So, all agree or to this or not? Then why did you say that the parts remain in the whole? You got the answer. Many say here sitting, they are sitting here. They are telling that in the whole parts reside. So let us go only by logic, sheer logic, nothing else. Which is the effect and what is the cause? The part is the cause and the effect is the whole. And effect comes later. If an effect comes later, it should have its locus. Where will it reside? Naturally in the parts. So the whole resides in the parts. Okay. So now the whole. So these two holes, where is those two holes? So these two holes are different. Now make an argument now. These two are different because the parts of this hole are different from the parts of this hole. Right or wrong? Now leave it this. Now what are you left? Two parts now. Okay. These two parts are different. Parts are, let's take two parts. Two parts are different. Why? Because their parts, you see, they are in a process, no? Let us say from Paramanu you have been building all this. From atoms you have come to this, to the process. Now I am going to that reverse direction to identify the difference in this whole and in this whole. So the parts of this, two parts let us say, are different. The two parts of that, they are different, therefore these two holes are different. Correct. Now you see, two parts are different. Why? Again question. Because their parts are different. Again their parts are, two parts you will get, they are different. Why? Their parts are different. In this way you go on. In lifetime, will you stop anywhere? Where will you? So let us say like this, you came to a stage, and if you keep on asking the same question, so from the whole we came to the starting point at the result point actually. So let us say Paramanu. So Paramanu 1 and Paramanu 2. From this whole you came up to here, up to this, asking the same method, analyzing. They are different, they are different, they are different, they are different, they are different. Now you have reached here, Paramanu 1 and Paramanu 2. Ask the same question. You can ask this question. Nobody can stop you asking question. That why this Paramanu is different from this Paramanu. Paramanu is indivisible now. This is not the Paramanu that that now laboratory report is there. This is the logical analysis, a stage to explain the whole. This is not physical laboratory report, this Parmanu. So, this Parmanu now I have, if I allow this question to happen, okay, further you break, again same question will remain or not, why they are different? Again you can ask this question, will it ever end? If it does not end, is it possible for you to distinguish these two whole different? If you do not come to a conclusion, in other words, if you are not able to identify the reason of difference in the two, how finally say these two wholes are different? This is cognitive analysis. So, this Nyaya Vaiseshika system, this that let us reach a stage and assume that these are not further divisible. Assumption. So, this Parmanu, so now if you say now you are talking of electron proton, okay, does not matter. So, further you have to now divide that also. So, you need not try to equate it with the laboratory report of physics, it is entirely cognitive analysis. So, we have reached this stage that there is Parmanu 1 and Parmanu 2 and we assume that they cannot be further divided. Huh? Is thread is a Parmanu? No, thread is produced, no? From Karpasa it is produced, it is also produced. So, thread itself is a whole. Then I will ask you how two threads are different. Then you have to answer the same way. So, first you complete this. So, Parmanu 1 and Parmanu 2 are to be distinguished. How are you going to distinguish? You could have distinguished on the basis of their parts, but they have no further parts. But unless I introduce that this is different from this, I cannot account for the difference between these two. This led the Vaiseshika philosopher to posit an entity called Vishesha. So, they said that in all, so this is all Nitya Dravya, all Nitya Dravya, permanent substance, permanent because not further having no parts, further parts. So, all such substances which have no parts, all such substances which are partless, that is permanent, and the partless means permanent. Each one is to be distinguished by an entity called Vishesha. So, Parmanu Vishesha, Parmanu Vishesha, all Parmanus are different now. So, as many Nitya Dravyas, so many Visheshas have to be postulated. What was the purpose? Purpose to give an answer that why these two wholes are different. You can see answer of this is here. Because they are different now, the same Parmanus have not been used for producing this. Other two are used for producing this. Therefore, they are different. So, unless I maintain that these are different, each one is different. So, discreteness of each and every permanent substance, to maintain that, an entity is introduced in the system and that entity is called Vishesha. And that is why the system is called Vaiseshika Darshana. Vaiseshika Darshana. Are you getting me? This is the story behind this. So Vishesha. So as many permanent substances, then you can maintain. So what is the outcome of this? That we can explain consistency in our behavior. Human behavior is consistent because it can behave only with one particular item, which is different from all the rest. So each one is different, each distinct entity is different. That distinctness is achieved by introducing this idea of Vishesha, and therefore the system is called Vaiseshika. So in this way, Bhava is brought under this further subsets 6, and then again Dravya. So we will see slowly that Dravya is further into 9. We will start now. We are flying in the sky, and we will start walking on the earth. So here is the earth. Prithvi. Up. Tejas. Vayu. Akasha. Kala. Vish. Atman. And Manas. Sorry. These are the 9 types of substances in this world. These are all analysis, no physical report. Again and again I am telling you, because no physical report can give you time, space, self, mind. No laboratory has been developed so far, I do not know. So these are all cognitive analysis. So Prithvi is earth, up is water, Tejas is fire, heat, Vayu is air, Akasha is ether, where sound can occur, Kala, time, Dish, space, Atman, self, and Manas, mind. So again confusion in Western philosophy. All we are going to read. This is all preparation for reading the text that you have in your hand. We are going to read all this. So I am showing you, this is an attempt I am making to show that how the entire universe has been modeled in terms of language. So it is a linguistic modeling of the whole universe. Entire universe is modeled only through language, and it is exhaustive. Nothing is left, nothing is bracketed. Okay, tomorrow we will create an instrument to include that also for inquiry. No waiting. Everything is taken. Entire totality of the universe is taken for analysis through language. Because this is a special privilege of human being, language. It can help in knowing. I also say that language is that which can bind you And language is that which liberates you. Language binds means I have no other way to understand as a human being other than language. Anything I can understand only through language I can understand. It liberates in the sense that I can understand others' language. So that what knowledge others have become accessible to me only through language. So my knowledge grows. So it liberates also. So language binds, language liberates. Language binds because there is no other way to have an access to your mind. And language liberates means I can understand what is going on in your mind. Because you will speak, you will report what is going on inside you, and I will also come to know. So in this way, it liberates as well. So are we not walking on the earth now? You see, we are walking on the earth. We are drinking water. We are taking heat. We are breathing. Everything we are doing now. Everything we are doing. So Nyaya Vaiseshika approach is that from experience is the data of analyzing the reality. Your experience will give you the data, and by cognitive analysis of that experience, you will arrive at the reality. And we can arrive at the totality of reality only by this method. And therefore, whole universe they modeled in terms of language. This is this message I wanted to give it to you. Slowly you will read that there is a public world and there is a private world. All these things I will be telling as and when occasion arises. I hope you are with me.